All right, hello. We've got an important update today. It is Evan here, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, Thursday, August 6th. I was going to save this information for tomorrow's usual Stock Market Weekly video, but I wanted to bring it a little more timely, a little more in the moment here because a lot has changed over the last 5 days. I want to show you some of the research that we've done and that we're looking at right now. So for anybody that's been tuning into our weekly video for the last, month and a half or so, it's been, hey, S&P 500's range bound, don't overtrade, don't get too excited at the lows, don't chase the highs, wait for a range resolve. We got the range resolve this week. So we got a clear 2-day, expansion in range breakout out of this 7,600 resistance. So that has happened. Now, this video is not really about to focus on the index level because we're really here to talk about momentum. And there was an interesting signal to us that happened here over this week. And so I want to show you now here on how we look at momentum. Now, you're going to have to bear with me and just take a look at our process real quick to understand where we're coming from. So I've spent the last year focused on building a momentum framework, momentum trading system, momentum research. Everybody wants to be a momentum trader nowadays. And so we're putting a very tight process around it. And I think we've got some of the best tools for swing traders. But all that aside, we start every day with a universe of 6,500 stocks, let's call it. We then apply a bunch of conditions to that universe to make sure it passes the range we're looking for, the liquidity we're looking for, the momentum characteristics we're looking for. And that severely shrinks the number of stocks that we would actually trade. And so currently it's 124 stocks in our momentum universe. Those are stocks that we want to trade. We need to wait until we have a signal to buy them. So it's just our kind of pond, our lake that we're fishing from. And so this week, Rocket Signals got a huge flurry that came through. That is what I want to talk about today. We had almost 30 stocks, I believe, hit the buy list this week. And if we look at what that looks like over time, this green bar, this is going back 2 years, shows the number of buy signals that just came through. And so you saw a thrust, an expansion in the number of stocks that met our price action criteria, right, to buy momentum stocks. So why is that important? It's important because now if we look at this chart, the orange vertical dashed lines are every time we have seen a momentum thrust as defined by us. And so, for instance, if we, look back here. Sorry, let me get that chart up. Doing this live. That's not it. This is it. So if we look here, we just got one on the very, very right-hand side. The last momentum thrust was very recognizable. That was April, coming out of the first sort of ceasefire Iran-US situation. And that led to where the market is now, but it led to just a massive run up in momentum stocks over that 2.5 month period. Many stocks up 100% plus in 2 months. Before that, the last momentum thrust buy signal that we had was Liberation Day. So coming out of the big tariff sort of whiteboard coming out to the press, we saw, again, just this massive run up here in momentum. Now, prior to that, not as hot of a signal, 2021 timeframe. So you got to rewind a little bit further. We got a couple of these thrusts right in here. Those didn't prove to be all that timely. So, nothing is certain. Nothing is 100%. This was a little choppy. It did stabilize in this range. There were some individual winners. Of course, we're looking at the SPY. We're overlaying our momentum thrust over the S&P 500. So that period was not so hot. And then prior to that, we got a lot of different days coming out of COVID, which obviously was near the bottom, marking a precursor to a big run up. So this is the way we're using historical research, context, data, process, workflows to trade momentum. And right now we're getting we want to be long momentum. That is the signal that we got. We have a market environment that has quickly improved itself. We have, we had two events that just happened. We had situational awareness kind of blow up. And then we had, which is still kind of underreported here, some yen intervention, some form of kind of easing for this market. So there are things and factors that perhaps, you can draw the dots and connect to why this might be occurring right now. The point is, all we care about is price action and, what the stocks are telling us. The stocks are telling us we want to be involved back in momentum names. Now, one other point I will make, something like a Micron. Micron was a huge winner, of course, right, in the first half of this year. This isn't on our buy list right now. So we didn't get a signal to get back involved in Micron. And so the point is that some of the leaders have changed. There are some new things that are leading out of the hole a little bit quicker than the old guard. I'm not saying anything's wrong with Micron. It's probably going to do just fine. It'll probably show up as a buy signal for us in, in a few weeks, but it's not leading with a bunch of, just energy to the upside. And so it's kind of demoted, lost its place in the way we look at momentum stocks. I'll give you one name that showed up this, for today for a buy signal. This was on our signals list. So this didn't make it into our portfolio. Our portfolio is kind of the new approach we launched last month, where we take the rocket signals and then we kind of put it through a more rigorous ranking process with some portfolio risk controls to actually craft a fully invested 10 stock, sort of 12 stock momentum portfolio. So LITE was a buy for today. This was a former leader for sure. So this is one that was a huge winner in 2025. So this hit our buy list coming into today. So effectively our signals list is long this. We like it. It's leading. It's acting well. This and others are what we're interested in right now. So that's the way we're looking at things. We've got a pretty good flip here from stepping aside, not being invested in the market, waiting for the dust to settle. The dust is settled. We're seeing opportunity and momentum. We're getting buy signals. Portfolios getting filled back up on the long side. Stops are in place. Position sizing's in place. Jobs report tomorrow. There's still going to be back and forth ebbs and flows. This is not, likely just going to be a straight line up, but this gives us the signals, the confidence, and the process we need to act on. So that is it. We're going to talk more about this in tomorrow's video, not next week, tomorrow's video. So stay tuned for that. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, do that so you get tomorrow's update. And if you want to know more about quant rockets, our momentum framework, check out the links in the description of this video or check out thetraderist.com. Thanks so much. See you in the next update.